Okay, so here's some Google Drive basics. The very first one I want to talk about is folders. And I think specifically your Screencastify folder will be a good example for this one. If you set permissions on a folder, then everything that goes into that folder will inherit those permissions. So for Screencastify, if I right click and hit share, I want to make sure that anything that goes into that folder, anybody on the internet, I want to be able to view, because a lot of those I put into YouTube or I share out on whatever platform, and I want everybody to be able to see them. You can change your permissions. You can just say Moses Lake School District or restricted or whatever and view or edit. But for my Screencastify folder, I want to make sure that all those videos that are automatically placed there by Screencastify take on those permissions. Another website or another folder you could have would be like a website folder. So if you are creating a website and everything that goes onto the website needs to have those permissions shared with the public. Right now, this says restricted. It's only shared with Moses Lake School District. But really, because those things are going on the public internet, then anyone with the link should be able to view them. Now, whenever I put something on our website, I should put it in that folder first, and then that will tell me that the permissions are correct for people to be able to view it. Naming conventions, I'm not going to say I'm the best at this, but have good naming conventions. Know what policy, procedure, whatever you are using when naming your files and your folders. And the reason I say this is because I'm not a very good organized person. So if I need something, I can search in my drive, and let's say it has something to do with math standards. We'll see if I have anything on math standards. I'm going to first click on this drop down arrow, and I want to know, maybe it's a document. If I have any standards math document, I'm going to go PDFs just to get crazy. The owner, is it something that I created? Do I know the specific person that created this PDF? If I'm searching for something in my drive, I can search by, again, the type. I can search by the specific person, or if it's owned by me, I can search anywhere. I've got all these great filters to look at so that when I do hit that search button, it's going to give Google a much narrower place to search. So look, there we go. I do have some math standard stuff. Shared with me. This is a big one because everybody wants to organize their shared with me business, or they're overwhelmed because, like myself, you belong to a lot of Google Classrooms, and every time a student sends an assignment in, you get a copy of it. So right now, I'm going to tell you, shared with me, get over it. You can't organize it. If there is something super important and shared with me, then the very first thing I would do is right click on it, and I would move it to your drive. Once it's in your drive, organize away. List view. So right now I'm viewing a grid list because I like the little thumbnails of what the object is, and that way I can kind of tell by a glance what I can find what I'm looking for. But sometimes I do go back to list view because maybe I need to look at who shared it, who owns it. Maybe I look at the date to see when it was coming in. So I toggle back pretty quickly and easily with the grid view and the list view. The last thing I want to tell you is when you're organizing your folders, be sure to go over here to my drive, drop down that arrow, and that will show you all of your folders. So if there was something in your drive or in your shared with me on the right side, you can just click and drag it over to the left side. That was life-changing for me. Before I knew that drop down occurred, I tried to click down below and I tried to drag it up above to the right folder, and that just didn't work for me. Of course, you can always right click and move it wherever you want to, but you can also move it right to left. So hopefully those are a few tips and tricks for Google Drive that help you out.